Folks, I really want to talk to you about a massive business loan from Andrews Federal Credit Union. Maximum loan amount $75,000. Don't go anywhere. You're going to love today's conversation, I guarantee it. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of the Awesome City Kiwi Show. How are you today? I hope you are doing fantastic. I'm doing marvelous, if you were to ask me. If you are doing as great as I am, go grab a cup of coffee or tea or vodka and let's roll. In today's conversation, I want to speak to you about Andrews Federal Credit Union's $75,000 business loan. Here is a loan that has easy approval if you know how to do things properly. And let me give you the overview here. The loan is called Business Signature Loan. Okay, and this is a loan that allows you to borrow up to $75,000 for your business needs. You can cover everything from payroll expense to marketing to inventory, you name it. And we love the fact that this loan has a very attractive APR that allows you to actually borrow to expand your business, but also save money. Okay, and so you have fixed rate that keep your monthly payments under control. You can borrow from $1,000 to $75,000. Flexible repayment terms up to 6 years. This is really cool. This is really cool. 6 years gives you a lot of time to replenish your balance sheet, to strategize over your liquidity position, to actually give your budget room to breathe. This is very important. And in terms of eligibility, one thing I need to say here is that membership in Andrews FCU is open to everyone. The only thing is that your business address has to be within a 50-mile radius from any of their locations. If you don't have those two things, then you need 3 ways to qualify. Either you actually have an MPR with Andrews Federal, so you have a multi-product relationship with them. In other words, you have multiple accounts with them. Or you have an online business. If you're an online seller, if you are on Amazon, Etsy, whatever, you name it, Walmart, if you have that, then there's no problem. And if your business serves military families or is in the military sector also, then the geography restriction does not apply. One thing for sure, you want to talk to a rep before applying. And the bottom line here is that we have analyzed the Andrews Federal Credit Union for the last 6 months. Here is a credit union that is very solid. They are constantly expanding, and they have great rates, great service, great products, great accounts in terms of business checkings, business savings, and so on and so forth. Let me talk to you about other loans. So you have the Business Signature Loan. That's the topic of today's conversation, but there are other loans that might be of interest to you. Let's say, for instance, you apply for the Business Signature Loan, and unfortunately you don't qualify for the loan. You can apply for other credit products. For example, you have the Business Line of Credit. Here you can actually borrow any number of times for any purpose. There is no restriction on how you can use the loan, how you can use the line proceeds. You can cover expenses that could otherwise cause cash flow problems. It's all about liquidity. When we speak about business line of credit, we are speaking about liquidity management. We are speaking about making sure that whatever temporary cash flow situations, whatever temporary cash flow problems that you have, do not end up derailing your business. You can save on interest charges with competitive rates from Andrews FCU. So you have unsecured lines of credit and you have secured lines of credit. So for unsecured lines of credit, you can qualify for credit limits up to $75,000, and you have convenient access to funds through digital banking. And for secured lines of credit, you can actually you can borrow as much as 80% of the value of your collateral. And the collateral can be business assets or personal assets, okay? And what we love is that you can actually get access to the cash within 72 hours after after you sign the promissory note. They also offer commercial vehicle loans. This is really good, so you can keep your business driving in the right direction. They have low interest rates, fast approval process, and automatic payment options. This is why you need to have an Andrew FCU account anyway, business account, business checking account, and business savings account. This is really important. Okay. And we love the fact that they give you a long maturity. So you have 6 years. This is really good to pay off your loan. And they have commercial vehicle financing for both new and used vehicles. They also offer commercial mortgages. So if you are working on a big project and you want a lending partner to kind of help you out, Andrews FCU is a great partner. They have competitive rates here also. And what I want to see here is that for all those loans, whether it is a signature loan, commercial loans, business lines or credits, unsecured and secured, you are eligible if your business address is within a 50-mile radius from any of their locations. Remember, Andrews FCU is located in DC, Washington, DC, in Maryland, in Virginia, in New Jersey. Now, if you are not there, if you don't qualify for geography, you don't qualify based on geography, you can qualify, as I said before, based on 3 criteria. Either you have an MPR with Andrews, either you have an online business, or your business serves military families or is in the military sector. It's always good to talk to a rep before applying. Let's talk about credit cards. It's also really interesting to sort of review the credit cards that Andrew FCU's offers. And as a matter of fact, we love the fact that they have a Visa Business Rewards credit card. This is a great credit card if you are interested, and you have extra perks to fuel your entrepreneurship spirit. They have low introductory rate for the first 12 months. Think about it. The first 12 months, you get a 0% APR. You can earn and redeem rewards point for every dollar spent. No credit card fees for your first year. This is really good. And we love the fact that they even accept startups. So if you've been in business for less than 6 months, they can still accept you. Not a problem. Okay. You can earn 1 point for every dollar spent, low intro rate, and no balance transfer fee or cash advance fee. This is really good. Of course, this card, the Visa Business Rewards credit card, comes with an annual fee of $99, which is waived for the first year. Just good to know. You can save money by transferring balances from other higher rate credit cards. And here the limits is capped at $50,000. So you have credit limits from $1,000 to $50,000. And this is a card that is very good. We love it because the rewards are great in terms of expense management. You can add employees to the card with no fee. This is really good. You can pay for everything you think about, repairs, office supplies, power lunch. And in some industries, you can use the card to even pay for inventory. You can pay for supplies. You can pay for inventory. You can shop. You can buy office supplies for your business, either on Office Depot or on other stores. The bottom line here is that this Visa Business Rewards credit card is kind of cool in terms of cash flow management. Another thing I want to say here is that the APR is pretty interesting also. In terms of credit score, the credit score, the minimum will start around 525, 550. And the APR will oscillate from 4.99% all the way to 19.99%, depending on your credit worthiness and the state where you're applying from. And another thing I need to say here is that remember that this is a military credit union. In other words, they do have the military. I would say the primary coverage is military families, military bases. So they are really they have all the tools, all the analytics that can help you be disciplined in terms of your financial life, your business's financial situation. So the dashboard is user-friendly. The interface is really great. It's intuitive. Great decision. Let's talk about eligibility. Folks, we are still having a conversation about Andrews Federal Credit Union's $75,000 business loan. So the business loan goes from $1,000 to $75,000, and in some cases it goes to $50,000 depending upon your balance sheet. Okay, so you have $1,000 to $50,000 or $1,000 to $75,000. Eligibility: you are eligible if your business address is within a 50-mile radius from any Andrews FCU location. And I've given you the 3 exceptions that will help you actually qualify without being there geographically, right? Okay, so again, just to remind you, you got to have NPR, a strong NPR with Andrews. If you have, or you need to be an online seller. You got to be an online seller with an established account. They can see your Amazon store. They can see, for instance, your Walmart store, or they can see your Etsy, your Shopify, you name it. Or you have a business that primarily serves military families or is in the military sector. And one thing you need to, in terms of revenue per year, $50,000. That's the minimum. You need to make at least $4,000. Circa $44,000 a month, and that's gross income, gross revenue rather. And they actually welcome all business legal structures, so you don't have to be only an LLC or an LP or S corp or C corp. They do accept sole proprietorships also, so this is fantastic. Operational history, at least 3 months. You got to be a member in the credit union. The cool thing here is that Andrews Federal Credit Union is open. In other words, they are open nationally. If you are in California or in Illinois or in Texas, you can still qualify for Andrews FCU. You just have to become a member of the American Consumer Council. We have actually covered this on another show, but it's very simple. So you just type American Consumer Council. This is the website. Once you become a member, your membership will transfer into your Andrews FCU membership. And FICO, minimum 550, 525 to 550. So those are just the minima that you need to think about when thinking about this loan. Those are the minimum eligibility requirements. Let's talk about additional evidence. Folks, we are still having a conversation about this $75,000 business loan from Andrews FCU. So there are additional evidence that you need. There is additional evidence that you need to provide to qualify even further. So the credit score is easy to check. So 550, 525, 550. That's at the personal level. What about the business level? Business level, we have no requirements. We have no information about requirements from Andrews FCU, but chances are the higher your credit, the better. The higher your credit score, the better, right? So if you have a paydex score, let's say of 80 or 85 or 90, this is really good when it comes to lending your perfect loan with Andrews FCU. In terms of Experian and Equifax, we have no information on that front. In terms of annual revenue, I just said it before, $50,000. That's gross revenue per year. Okay, and make sure that you have a way to prove that. You can't just say, oh, hey, listen, here I am. I do qualify for the loan. Just believe me. No. Believe me at face value. No. You have to provide information. You have to back it up. So, for instance, you need to provide your the 4 financial statements. So if you want to check annual revenue, you want to check the P&L, the statement of income, also called statement of income. P&L is a profit and loss. So they have to be able to check and reconcile your revenue amount on your P&L to the revenue amount you put on the application form. Okay, and also your balance sheet. All those 4 financial statements are interrelated. So whatever information you have on your income statement, part of it can be seen on the balance sheet, part of it can be seen on the statement of cash flows, and part of it can be seen on the statement of owner's equity. Okay, this is the basic fundamental accounting, the basic fundamental interrelationship between accounting data. So they will check that. And Andrews FCU will also want to check your business plan, an updated business plan, to sort of have an idea of where you see your company in 6 months, in 1 year, in 15 years, in 15 months, in 18 months, that kind of stuff. If you have sales projections, that's kind of cool also. If you want to collateralize the loan or the line of credit, then make sure that you prepare proper information about the collateral. This is important because then the credit union is going to base their underwriting process upon the collateral part of it, at least. And in terms of other types of info, they might ask you for any commercial leases, business licenses and permits, personal and business tax returns, business insurance plans, payroll records, incorporation documents, if any, and so on and so forth. I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another section of the Awesome Sweetie Kiwi Show. We are still having a conversation about the Andrew Federal's Credit Union's $75,000 business loan. And let's talk about the use of loan proceeds. There's one thing that's very important to Andrew's FCU. They are compliant. They comply with all the regulations. And one thing that's very important is from an AML perspective, an anti-money laundering perspective, they want to know where you will use the money for. So on the application and in discussions with the Andrew's FCU loan rep, they will ask you what you intend to use the money for. What is the use of loan proceeds? And you better have a solid explanation to back up whatever you say. And everything has to be seen in your financial statements. It has to be seen also in your business plan, right? So in the business plan, whatever you put in the business plan has to be reconciled to the financial statements. The bottom line is just make sure you're able to justify why you need the money in the first place. And here are some top uses for an Andrews FCU small business loan. You can say, I need the money for everyday operations. And when I speak about everyday operations, I'm referring to payroll, rent, marketing, research and development, you name it. You can use the money for equipment, machinery. You can buy new or used equipment and machinery. You can take care of tenants' improvements, inventory also, especially if you are in an industry that is subject to, let's say, seasonal changes or cyclical changes, what we call seasonality/cyclicality. If you are in that kind of industry, then you need to have a cash buffer that will help you ride those ebbs and flows appropriately, right? So this is one thing that you can talk about on the application form. You can also use the money to refinance debt if that works for you. You can use the money also to start a franchise, right? Now, I'll be doubtful that with $75,000 maximum you can start a franchise. But again, hey, listen, I don't know where you live. I don't know what kind of costs are in place in your geography, in your sector. But yeah, you can start a franchise. You're gonna have to use the money for other stuff. Also, you can you can expand your existing business. You can stay competitive, and you can enhance a lot of things in your office, for instance. Let's talk about Andrew's banking. I was telling you earlier that to qualify for this $75,000 business loan from Andrew's FCU, you're gonna have to be. They do have some geography limitations, but if you don't fulfill those conditions, there are other things you can do. For instance, you need to have a solid MPR with Andrews, and here is how you do it. Andrews has a constellation of business savings and business checking accounts, among other accounts, and it's just up to you to try to get one of those accounts. The more accounts you have with Andrews, the better. And so they have business savings accounts. Okay, you can park whatever extra cash your business is generating on a monthly basis or quarterly basis. You can park that cash with Andrews. It's okay. It's a federal credit union, and your money is insured to a certain amount, $250,000, and so that's pretty cool. You can also open a business checking account. Okay, and this is good. They have possibilities checking account, and they have the partnership checking account. We just love the names they give to those checking accounts. This is just wonderful. And in terms of whether you want to open a business savings account or business checking accounts, the requirements are pretty similar. So you need a TIN, a tax identification number. So that's your EIN. You also need a social security number if you are a sole proprietorship. If you don't have a social, you can also go with an ITIN. That's basically your individual tax identification number. They need a copy of your driver's license or passports, secondary identification for signers. They want certified copies of the articles of organization or operating agreement, the trade name registration for DBA only, and the certification and valid photo identification for beneficial owners. This is important. So besides checking accounts and savings accounts, Andrews FCU also offers merchant processing services. I'm just giving you all the products and services that they offer so that you can actually expand your MPR with this institution. So merchant processing services, they will they offer you can actually let your customers pay by credit or debit, and Andrews can manage it. They have customer services for your business. They can process the credit and debit card transactions easily, and they have 24/7 support. This is really good. They also offer payroll services. This is really good. So they do have customized payroll solutions for your company from their partner Heartline Payment Systems. They have payroll experts on call when you need them most, and they have other human resources services available. Let's now talk about the application, folks. We are still having a conversation about the $75,000 business loan from Andrews Federal Credit Union. And let's talk about the application. The application here is very simple. As a matter of fact, Andrews wants you to call them. They want you to contact them. They want you to talk to someone, which we believe is the right path anyways, the right strategy anyway. So you can do it live. You can go to a branch if you're lucky to be around one, or you can call them on the phone. One thing you can do also, you can drop your contact info on their website and someone will call you. As a matter of fact, I'm showing you right now on the screen what the contact looks like. So you can see here, they just want you to put your first name, last name, your email address, your phone number. And for the phone number, you can put your private phone number or your business phone number. It's okay. And they want to know what time do you prefer to be called, to be contacted. Just in morning, noon, afternoon, evening, really. And how do you prefer to be contacted? You have to select whether you want email, phone, or regular mail. And they want to know if you are a current Andrews customer. If yes, no. And then you want to put in the box where it says, how can we help you? This is where you want to explain everything you're interested in. So you can talk about the signature business loan or the signature business line of credit, and someone will contact you. One thing I want to say, so after you submit the request to be contacted, make sure you keep your documents in order. You can save your documents on a USB key drive. You can save your documents on the cloud. You can save it at home. Whatever you put it, make sure that the documents are accessible. Very important. And I'm speaking about not only your financial statements, but also your business tax returns. Those are important. You want to keep also what I was talking to you earlier about when I said you want to have certified copies of your business licenses and permits. You want to have certified copies of lease agreements. So anything that pertains to your business that is foundational, either from an operational perspective or from a legal perspective, you want to actually keep that. Okay, and you want to demonstrate all throughout the process sufficient cash flow. It's all about the ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching. It's all about the moolah. It's all about establishing liquidity. Okay, so Andrews FCU doesn't really care, quote unquote, care whether you are a startup or an established business, or whether you have poor credit or excellent credit. They do care a little bit though. But if you have the cash, if you have enough cash, if your business is generating enough cash, then you stand a greater chance of being approved. All right, folks, this is it for today's conversation. I was talking to you about Andrews Federal Credit Union's $75,000 business loan, and this is one credit union that people have said is better, if not at the same quality as Navy Fed. And so I'll give you an overview about the other loans offered by the credit union, their credit card, the eligibility criteria, additional evidence needed, use of loan proceeds, banking with Andrews, and the application process. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. I'll speak to you another time, but until then, remember, stay marvelous.